This is a fundraiser for the Museum of Old Newbury. It's called Cocktails in the Clink. And it is here really to celebrate the 200th birthday of this incredible building. This is the old, what we call the old jail in Newburyport. Of course, it wasn't old. It was built in 1825. It was modern and cutting edge. It replaced a 1744 jail on Federal Street. And it was built, it was really sort of the highest style in penitentiary architecture at the time. But it is one of several buildings in this complex that has really been transformed by architect Charles Griffin as a sort of an ode to classical architecture. So it's really just an incredible group of buildings, and we decided to have a party here. So you want to come in and have a look around the jail, come on in. You can see that Charles has thought carefully about the future of these buildings. He didn't want them to just be museum buildings. And so he has transformed them into residential homes and offices. So this is the jail. And you can see that a lot of the original features are still intact. You can see this was built to give you the message that you weren't going anywhere. 4 cells downstairs, 4 cells upstairs. And now he has transformed one of the cells. A window has turned into a door, and there's an addition, so you can have some sort of modern elements. You still get the feeling of being in a stone jail. There was no heat on this floor originally. There were spaces for wood stoves upstairs because the women were typically upstairs. How's it going?
Great.
Good. Come on down.
So my son, James, my house here. Abraham Lincoln's son. Brought at auction by Griffin in Illinois. Was it Willie? Was it Tom?
No, I think, was that Robert? It was Robert. It was a Lincoln. It was. Your bedrooms, very cool. Spaces. I mean, they just done some really clever things with the wire. It is incredibly special to be in someone's house in their private space, and it's really an act of trust and a great compliment to be invited into someone's house. We've become, Charles and his residents here have been longtime supporters of the Museum of Old Newbury, and I think this is a way for them to give back to the museum, but also to, celebrate this building and invite the community to celebrate with them. So we are incredibly grateful. History in the buildings and the built environment is so powerful in Newburyport, and it's just really incredible to be able to be inside this building and not under arrest. So it's great. It's wonderful. I mean, I think people really connect to personal homes. They connect to these private spaces. I think we're very lucky in Newburyport that we have so much surviving historic fabric in buildings and gardens, and certainly the museum is an historic structure, and it is our mission to preserve the history of this community. But I think a lot of the people that live here also feel very strongly about preserving the community, and they're also very excited to sort of show what they've been able to do, and hopefully maybe inspire other people to do similar things. So we see this as, it's a little bit of advocacy. This is what we were able to do. If I can make this house livable, you can make your drafty old 18th century house livable. Believe me, that's the sort of, if we can demonstrate to the community that these houses can be preserved and substantially saved and still be lived in, I think that's a real inspiration. So people that care about preservation are, I think, more likely to open up their space and hope that it inspires other people.
I know what a historical wonder these buildings are, but I have also been lucky enough to do some research on the people that were here in this jail. So I'm going to just turn around and look at this building. And I'm going to tell you that there were 4 jail-keepers here over time. I'm related to 2 of them. That's not important. But I wanted to tell you that I've been pulling some of the records for the people that were actually jailed here. So this jail was open, prisoners were transferred here in 1825, so 200 years ago. And they were kept here for a variety of reasons, men and women. Some were kept and held here until they could go to court across the way. But I'm going to read you a little bit of information about a couple of the people that were here. I'm going to start with John Reardon, no relation to our current mayor. So in 1911, he was sent to the Newburyport jail for drunkenness. And the notes about his, he was 5'2" 3/4", 143 pounds. He had auburn hair, blue eyes, and a fair complexion, and his shoe size was 6.5. And the notes about him say his brother is chairman of the selectmen, but can do nothing with John, who is a habitual wastrel. Then we've got George Keane. George Keane was here in 1904. He's 5'8", and he's syphilitic, so be careful now. He's a barber, and he is a Catholic, so this is not a dating profile, but this is what you need to know about him, George Keane. And he was discharged on the recommendation of his doctor, who became too ill from his syphilis. And he has an infected foot. Okay, now let me just say, I picked these at random, obviously. Okay, now we have the personal and medical history of Robert Southwell, a kleptomaniac. He is 20 years old. He's a machinist from Newburyport. He is married, God help him. So physician's certificate says that there is confirmed drunkenness and madness, and when under the influence of liquor, is a degraded and dangerous person. Anyone? Too soon? Okay. It also says that he just recovered from an attack of rheumatism of a subacute nature, and when drunk, he is particularly vile. Oh, he's particularly vile to his wife. So we'll let you read into that however you wish.
That happens.
This is like pull from the hat. Let's see who we have now. Oh, Frank Spellman. What did you do? Frank Spellman is here for robbery in 1889. His physical condition is good. He's 5'4" 3/4. His mother can do nothing with him. His father is from Ireland but has died, and he's intemperate, meaning he drinks, and he assaulted Charles Briggs and stole $13. So, these are the crimes that you have on your name tags were crimes that actually were committed by people that were in this jail, that building right there behind you, so you absconded from a vessel or were a common night walker. But one of the reasons that I love this place is because we know very little about these people. These are not people whose information appears in the record. Many of these people never had photographs taken of them. They don't even have mug shots. All you have is their eye color, their shoe size, their hair color, and what they may have sounded like, or if they had a wounded hand from a shoe factory. This is an incredible record of life here, and the preservation of this jail preserves the stories of the people that lived here. So that was a very long way of saying, Chuck, thank you for taking such good care of the history of this place. And these are all for you. You asked me to print them out, so I've got them all for you. And with that, we have one more person who needs to be heard from, and it's Kim Turner.
Thank you, Bethany. My name is Kim Turner. For those of you who do not know me, I'm a project manager for the city of Newburyport, and I'm here tonight to present a mayor's citation to Chuck Griffin, who happens to be a dear friend of mine. So selfishly, I'm very happy that the mayor was not able to be here tonight because I wanted to it's an honor to give you this acknowledgement. Chuck and I served on the Parks Commission together from 2018 until 2022. Our shared love of the Bartlett Mall and our vision for its restoration turned into a solid working relationship and also a very deep friendship. So it is so perfect that he has opened up his home to us tonight for this amazing event on the 200th birthday of the old jail. There is really no greater champion for architectural history than Chuck, and our community is extremely lucky to have him. And with that, I'm going to read this mayor's citation. Citation is hereby presented to Charles Griffin, coming to Newburyport in 1987 from Des Moines, Iowa. Charles Griffin and his wife Jillian planted roots and soon became enthusiastic community members. Charles is a member of both Newburyport's Parks Commission and the Community Preservation Committee, but tonight we honor and celebrate him for his work on the imposing Newburyport landmark on Auburn Street known as the Old Jail. The Old Jail is turning 200 this year. Designed by architect Stuart James Park, the Newburyport Jail held prisoners great and small, male and female, some for days and some for lifetimes until 1919. Since its inception, these buildings have been Newburyport landmarks. In fact, one of the Museum of Old Newbury's prized collections is one of the oldest landscape photographs in the United States, an image of the old jail and jailkeeper's house taken in 1839. Though the jail has been open to visitors before, the companion jailkeeper's house and stables that formed the original jail complex is open tonight only, thanks to the generosity of Charles, who has owned and painstakingly restored and has studied the complex since 1987. On behalf of the City of Newburyport, the Parks Commission, the Community Preservation Committee, and the Museum of Old Newbury, it is my honor as mayor of the City of Newburyport to extend to you the city's gratitude and appreciation for your tireless work in many capacities in Newburyport and beyond. I hereby present to you a citation from the city as well as an antique key, which symbolizes your passion and dedication here in preserving Newburyport's rich architectural history. Given under my hand and seal this second day of May in the year 2025, Sean R. Reardon, Mayor.
Thank you very much. A big surprise.
Okay, you forgot this.
Am I supposed to? Oh, the keys. I should show you the real keys. Very nice. Thank you.